Evening and welcome to the special presentations of the City Council of the City of Moreno Valley. Today is February the 4th, 2020, and it's about 5:33 p.m. Our first presentation is a business spotlight for Sushi Miguel's Style. Located at 12625 Frederick Street, Suite K1, Sushi Miguel's Style is a family-owned restaurant offering an all-you-can-eat sushi option, noodles, and rice bowls. Owner Miguel Aguirre was first introduced to the restaurant business over 25 years ago when he obtained a job as a dishwasher at a local sushi bar in his hometown. Through hard work, a lot of discipline, and determination, Miguel learned how to make various Japanese-inspired dishes and sushi rolls. He quickly gained popularity with the customers who began asking for sushi Miguel Style, which includes the perfect blend of chili oil and pickled onions. Some customers' favorites at Sushi Miguel Style is the Miguel Style roll that includes tuna, crab, and avocado. The amazing roll that includes shrimp tempura, spicy tuna, avocado crunch, and wasabi sauce, and the hot night roll with spicy tuna, cream cheese, avocado, and topped with eel sauce. Don't forget to ask for it, Miguel Style. Today we recognize Sushi Miguel Style with this business spotlight video. Please roll the video. Interesting. If the owner, Miguel, if you can please come, join me at the mic. Come on up. Do you have anyone you want to bring with you? Okay. And who is this? ¿Quién lo acompaña? Él es su hijo, su empleado, su socio. ¿Tu amigo? Okay. Okay. Póngase aquí. Okay. So today we're going to present a certificate to Miguel that you can display on your wall anywhere. Le vamos a presentar un certificado que puede ponerlo en su negocio para que todos lo vean.
Okay.
Okay. Y también le vamos a presentar un USB. We're going to present a USB. Lo puede poner en Facebook, en Instagram, donde usted quiera, para que todo el pueblo lo pueda ver. Okay.
Gracias.
Okay. ¿Quiere decir unas palabras?
A ver, unas palabritas. ¿Me entiendes? Pues le quiero dar gracias al alcalde de Moreno Valley y a la señora Victoria Vaca por haberme elegido a hoy, este día, para estar aquí con ustedes y presentar mi negocio de Sushi Miguel Style. Muchas gracias por estar este día.
You want to translate for him?
Yes. So I'm going to translate. He just wants to say thank you to the mayor of the city of Moreno Valley and Ms. Victoria Baca here, the mayor pro tem, and the whole city council for giving us this opportunity to pretty much display his business, and he's happy to be here and happy to receive this award.
Thank you so much. And I want to vouch for the food because I was there at the grand opening, and I'm going to tell you that it's delicious. So please come and visit Sushi Miguel Style. And it's right by Polly Pies and the theater. It's a nice location, lots of parking, and a lot of food. So thank you. Let's give Sushi Miguel Style another round of applause. The second presentation is recognition of the employee of the fourth quarter. Councilwoman Thornton will speak and present a plaque to Myra Gonzalez.
Hello, congratulations. Good evening, everyone. As many of you already know, the great part of working for the City of Moreno Valley is having the opportunity to work with a remarkable group of people. Tonight, we recognize the employee of the fourth quarter 2019, Myra Gonzalez. Myra is a management aide in the Financial Resource Department and is recognized for her excellent customer care, collaboration, and innovation. Myra's skillful work and dedication have resulted in many successful accomplishments for the City of Moreno Valley. Myra created successful tracking and reporting procedures to report resident mailbox concerns. Myra's dedication and striking performance have provided a beneficial service to our departments and the residents of Moreno Valley. Moreover, Myra is a delightful person to work with, and we are proud to have her as a part of our team. It is my pleasure to present to you with this plaque in recognition of your service. An achievement of Employee of the Fourth Quarter 2020. Congratulations. Here tonight is Marshall Ironman, our Chief Financial Officer and City Treasurer. Would you like to share more comments about Myra's achievements?
I'll be brief, but some of the things that I just wanted to kind of point out about Myra and why we appreciate her so much is, she's been part of this organization for 14 years. She actually started in, I think, facilities, moved into code, then fire, then financial management services. And so she's had the advantage of getting this broad knowledge base from a lot of different operations in the city, and she's been able to take the values that she's learned in each of those components and bring them into other areas, which is what helps us be extra efficient in many of our operations. And during this process, I always have to congratulate her as she actually was able to complete her bachelor's degree while working full-time and with a lovely family as well to spend a lot of her time, and hopefully they see her a little bit more now and then. But so I just wanted to say congratulations. I think all of this has worked well for yourself in developing, and the city's been able to benefit from all of your hard work. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Marshall. Make any comments?
Yes, I do. I just wanted to take a moment to express my gratitude. I am so honored to have been nominated the Employee of the Quarter. I truly enjoy working for this organization and serving the community where I grew up, and I feel so passionate about this community. I also want to thank my husband, Daniel, and my children, Aubrey, Olivia, and Evan, for your endless support and in reaching my goals. And also, they've been through it all with me. So school, work, and so I just want to thank you for that. I also want to thank my director, Marshall, for his leadership and for his support. And my manager, Brian Mohan, for your guidance, your continuous support, and for putting up with me on a day-to-day basis. And to my friends who have become family, people that I work with, thank you so much. To my team, the finance department, financial resources, thank you so much for your support. And again, thank you for the nomination and the acknowledgement.
Oh, you take the plastic off?
Can I
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Your family want to come up?
Marshall, I want you on the picture too. Oh, that's gonna show me. Oh, that's right. Thank you. You want them a certain way, or?
No, you're good. Marshall will scoot in just a bit. All right, there we go. You're good, you're good. All right, let's get big smiles from everyone. One more. All right.
Is that okay? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, sorry.
Let's give Myra Gonzalez, employee of the fourth quarter, another round of applause. Thank you to Sushi Miguel Style and Myra Gonzalez for being here tonight, and that shows our community the great businesses they want to locate to Moreno Valley and the fabulous, great, talented employees we have in Moreno Valley. That concludes the special presentations for tonight. Our regular council meeting will resume at 6 p.m.
Good evening and welcome to the joint meeting of the City Council of the City of Moreno Valley Community Services District, City Successor Agency for the Community Redevelopment Agency of the City of Moreno Valley Housing Authority, Moreno Valley Public Financing Authority, and the Board of Library Trustees. The City Council receives a separate stipend for CSD meetings. I now call this regular City Council meeting to order on February 4th, 2020 at 6 p.m. The Pledge of Allegiance will be led by Rafael. Is he here? Oh, there he is. Okay. Rafael Brugueras, please remain standing for the invocation, which will be given by Father Joseph Matthew from St. Christopher Catholic Parish Church here in Moreno Valley.
Good evening, Council. Can everyone please stand, put their hands over their heart, and repeat, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Dear wise and loving Father, first let me say thank you on behalf of all who are gathered here today. Thank you for your many abundant blessings. Thank you for life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings, for sustenance and our friendship. Thank you for the ability to involve in useful work and for the honor of bearing appropriate responsibilities. Thank you as well for the freedom to embrace you. Thank you for loving us, even so, from your boundless and gracious nature. God of justice and mercy, thank you for the gift of life and the opportunity to serve the people of our city. Help us to act with character and conviction. Help us to listen with understanding and goodwill. Help us to speak with charity and restraint. Give us a spirit of service. Remind us that we are stewards of your authority. Guide us to be the leaders your people need. Help us see the humanity and dignity of those who disagree with us, and to treat all persons, no matter how weak or poor, with the reverence your creation deserve. And finally, Father, renew us with the strength of your presence and the joy of helping to build a community worthy of the human person. We ask this as your sons and daughters, confident in your goodness and love. Amen.
Thank you, Father, for the invocation. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Yes, sir. Councilmember Thornton.
Present.
Councilmember Marquez.
Here.
Councilmember Cabrera.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Baca.
Here?
Mayor Gutierrez.
Here. Staff introductions, please.
Pat Jaquez-Nares, City Clerk.
Regina Flores, Senior Deputy City Clerk.
Marshall Ironman, Chief Financial Officer, City Treasurer.
Martin Kazanowicz, City Attorney.
Mike Lee, Interim City Manager.
Alan Brock, Assistant City Manager.
Michael Wolf, Director of Public Works, City Engineer.
Patty Nevins, Acting Community Development Director.
John Salisbury, Chief of Police.
Abdul Ahmed, Fire Chief.
Kathleen Sanchez, Director of Human Resources.
Patty Solano, Parks and Community Services Director.
Okay, thank you. Before we hear public comments on non-agenda items, we'll go to our consent calendar. So we are now going to move to our joint consent calendar, sections A through E on the agenda. All items listed under the consent calendar, sections A through E, are considered to be routine and non-controversial and may be enacted by one motion. The motion to adopt the consent calendars is deemed to be a separate motion by each agency and shall be so recorded by the city clerk. Items withdrawn for reporter discussion will be heard after public hearing items. At this time, there is a question for item A11 from Councilmember Marquez. So I'll go ahead and turn it to you, Councilmember Marquez.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
And that's the amphitheater, right? A11?
Amphitheater, yes.
Patty,
Good evening.
I have several questions for this. Future maintenance of this amphitheater, what's the yearly cost that you estimate?
So far, staff's estimated maintenance at $63,000 annually.
Really? And how's this being funded, the building of the amphitheater?
There's multiple funding sources. Most of those are development impact fees from various funds, most Parkland DIF, Rec Center DIF, the Parks Capital Improvement Fund, and some funding right now from Moreno Valley Utility. None of the general fund dollars are used for this project.
Okay, that was my next question there, okay. And that's it. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. All right, any public comments on the consent items?
None.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion by council to approve the consent calendar.
Motion to approve?
A motion by Mayor Pro Tem Baca, second by Councilor Marquez. Okay, please vote. Okay, and it's approved unanimously. We'll move on. We'll go straight to our non-agenda items, public comments on non-agenda items. And just to keep in mind that if you could please keep your comments respectful towards each other when you come to the podium to speak, that would be great, and I appreciate that. We also have Spanish translation services in the back as well. So if you need any Spanish translation services, just come on up and we'll have that service for you. So Madam Clerk, how many speakers do we have?
Juan
Oh.
Solis.
Okay, so I said all that for one. Okay, all right. Okay. Juan Solis? And I think, Juan, you wanted to show us something, right? Okay. Oh, well, here, go to the, yeah. Oh, how nice.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Juan Solis. I'm a local muralist painter. I was raised in LA, Boyle Heights, and I moved to this area like 2 years ago. One of the things that I noticed when I moved here is that there's not a lot of public art. And where I come from, it's full of murals, historical murals. So instead of complaining, my thing that I did is look for ways to bring art to our communities. So I live in Paris, and last year I signed a contract with the city to do their first mural. And also I'm going to be doing art classes for the youth and the seniors as well. So what I'm requesting is from you guys is the possibility of doing the same thing here in this beautiful city. Because I mean, I don't see a lot of public art, but it is up to us to change that. And again, this is just an idea or a sample of the stuff that I do. And you can see my work on my social media, which is Juan Solis Arte, and you will see more of the stuff that I do, because I do this as a living. So I do multiple things. I also do like paint nights, where I invite the community to come and experiment with paint. Give me 1 minute. Again, this is another example of the stuff that I do for my paint nights. And I provide every participant with an outline piece, so they will come and do their own. And again,
That's nice.
this is just a very small sample of the stuff that I do. And pretty much that's it. Thank you for your time.
And the one in Paris, are you doing that like by like a wall or?
Here's the thing: we already have a contract, we have everything, but the city is looking for the very specific location, so they're in charge of that. They haven't found the right location, but they're looking for a very good wall.
Oh, okay.
And we don't know
Where?
The size of it, but I already did the final design. Pretty much what it says is the history of the city.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So it says history of Paris.
Yes.
Oh, like pictures of it.
Pictures, you know, one of the things that we did it is that we needed to be inclusive, so we added kids from the community from different backgrounds in the
nice.
mural.
Okay.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Well, thank you, Juan. I appreciate it. It's beautiful, and thank you so much for coming in. And we'll bring this up to our city manager.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Take care. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rafael. Thank you for also helping. I think it fell. All right. Okay.
No more speakers.
Public comments closed. We'll go to item, I think it was F1, which is NPDS public hearing. And we'll have a staff report by Community Public Works.
Yes. Good evening, Mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, members of the council. This is a public proceedings for two projects for a National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System balloting. So we have two projects, got a custom home on Redlands and a commercial site in Towngate. These two developments have chosen to use the special districts options for this condition of approval. So the property owners are looking for this for their MPDS parcel charge. It affects only the subject properties that are listed in the staff report. So staff recommends holding the public hearing and absent any compelling testimony otherwise, the council approve the actions to conduct the ballot process, and then accept the results of the ballot, and then if a yes vote is occurring, then adopt the rate. That concludes the report.
Thank you. And this is routine. We've always done this. So any council questions of staff on this item? Okay. Seeing none, I'm going to open the hearing. Any public testimony, Madam Clerk?
None.
Okay, close the hearing. Any deliberation here? If not, I'll entertain a motion by council to approve staff's recommendation number 2, which is to direct the city clerk to open and count.
So moved.
Okay, moved by Councilmember Marquez. Okay, second by Councilmember Dr. Thornton. Okay, and it's approved unanimously to have the city clerk go ahead and open and count the return MPDS ballot. So if you can do that for us.
For the property on ANJJ, the vote is yes. And then for the Fritz Duda and Harold Bernal ballot, it's also a yes.
Okay, thank you. I now entertain a motion by council to approve staff's recommendation numbers 3 and 4. Okay, moved by Councilmember Marquez. Second by Councilmember Dr. Thornton. Okay, please vote. That takes us to reports, and the item does pass and carries. We're going to have a report from March Joint Powers Commission and also Western Riverside Council of Governments, WRCOG. Mayor Pro Tem Baca, if you could go ahead and just do those two.
Sure. Thank you. Tonight I'm providing an update for the March Joint Powers Commission held on January 22nd. At that meeting, the commission approved the JPA's annual audit reports. We also authorized JPA staff to submit grant applications for FAA capital development assistance under the Airport Capital Improvement Plan. That concludes my report. WRCOG, items covered at the WRCOG Executive Committee meeting on February 3rd, 2020 include WRCOG staff provided an update on the regional streetlight program activities. As part of the staff report, it was mentioned that City of Moreno Valley completed the retrofit of 11,254 streetlights to energy-efficient LED fixtures in early December. In an overview provided by the Transportation Uniform Mitigation Fee Program accomplishments, it was noted that TUMF revenues increased by 20% for the fiscal year 2018-2019 compared to the prior fiscal year. These fees are passed through from cities and the county to WRCOG for improvements to the regional transportation system. Moreno Valley collected $10 million in TUMP fees during this period, which is more than any other 17 cities within the TUMP fee program and second only to the County of Riverside. That concludes my report.
Okay, thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem. We'll go ahead and have Councilmember Marquez, if you can give your two reports from Riverside Transit Agency and Western Riverside County Regional Conservation Authority.
Thank you, Mayor. RTA has created a new way to send and receive bus passes. Customers can now send mobile bus passes to anyone with a smartphone. Simply visit tokentransit.com to send a pass instantly to any mobile number. Please visit RTA website for more details. That includes that on RTA. On the RCA Board of Directors meeting on February 3rd, anytime that we have this amount of money given to them for their MSHCP fees, it says a lot what's going on in Moreno Valley. They collected an amount of $412,220 for November and December, and that covers 41 residential permits and 44 acres of commercial industrial properties. So that's good for not only for the county, but it also shows Moreno Valley is we're still building out here. So that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Marquez. And then my report is from RCTC, Riverside County Transportation Commission. I actually was able to participate in a 2-day workshop. So I'm the representative for Moreno Valley at that commission. And so it was great. And they talked about a traffic relief plan. We also approved some basic consent agenda items. Proposed projects for the traffic relief plan include projects that will reduce congestion, connect communities, improve safety, and keep infrastructure in good condition. And some of these projects are actually in the Moreno Valley area by the freeway. So that's a good thing. And so please visit the RCTC website for any additional information. And that concludes my report. And then we'll have City Manager's report.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I want to congratulate the Mayor, City Council, and City of Moreno Valley. We won another award. So this time we won an award from the California Parks and Recreation Society, the Award of Excellence for the After School Education and Safety Program. This is the highest honor granted to a city for the Parks and Community Service Department. So we're very, very honored to receive that award. And that concludes my presentation tonight.
Okay, thank you. City Attorney's report.
Very nice. Nothing tonight, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. And then we'll move to our first item, Councilmember Dr. Thornton.
Thank you, Mayor. On January 24th, on behalf of Riverside County League of California Cities, I'm the division representative. I attended the Housing Community and Economic Development Committee in Sacramento, and we discussed various housing initiatives and legislations that are coming out of Sacramento and how it's going to impact us here in the Inland Empire. It was really great conversation with other city council members, and I'm looking forward to how we progress further in the league dealing around the housing conversation. Additionally, if there's anyone out there that has any traffic concerns or would like to talk about anything traffic oriented, we will be having a Traffic Safety Commission meeting tomorrow here at City Hall at 6 p.m. And then I also would like to thank our city manager, chief of police, our chief of fire, and everyone else that really was engaged this last week around the coronavirus. There were people who did not get any sleep Tuesday night specifically. So I thank you so much for your dedication, your strong work ethic, and your commitment to our city. And thank you, Mayor, for your leadership as we dealt with the coronavirus last week here at Marcha Reserve Base. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilmember Marquez.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Tonight on the agenda, we had the vehicles that we were purchasing. I'm glad we were able to purchase new vehicles, and I like to see that. I'll tell you why. Because driving around in a city vehicle, I've seen some cities that look pretty bad. But you look at the vehicles in Moreno Valley, and you know what? I'm proud to say I'm from Moreno Valley. They're new. We're able to afford them, and our drivers do take care of those vehicles. I've seen city vehicles out there, and I'm glad to see that. Same thing with the equipment that we buy for our city yards and for the maintenance guys. It's good to see new equipment out there doing road work and stuff like that. Again, you'll see some out there pretty bad shape, other cities, but Moreno Valley's got the best out here, and I'm glad to be able to approve of those, Mike, and your staff. Again, on the coronavirus updates, Mike, thank you for the updates. That really helps out. I had a nurse call me from Kaiser, and she wanted to know what was going on. And due to your updates that you gave us, I was able to satisfy her to where she was comfortable, and she was able to tell her colleagues at work that everything was under control. So again, thank you very much for your updates. And that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Councilmember Cabrera.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, so just to reiterate a little bit regarding the coronavirus and the way that that is playing out. It was something that just kind of caught a few of us by surprise, but fortunately, we've been able to maintain communication with all the agencies and organizations involved, and I think we can say that now a little bit more confidently that all the appropriate resources are being allocated to the base to make sure that the overall priority is met, which is keeping everyone safe and secure. So, just really glad to see that that cooperation is there between all government agencies, and that communication is actually continuing moving forward. As Councilmember Thornton mentioned, we were in Sacramento for the League of California Cities, and it was a very good conversation. There were council members, mayors from all over the state in that room, representing the coast, the inland, the north, the south, every part of the state. And definitely the general consensus was, without a doubt, we have a problem, a housing crisis. But there were definite disagreements when it comes to the solutions, obviously. But I was happy as well to see that those disagreements weren't too far apart. For the most part, everyone was on the same page. As some of you may have seen, SB 50 did not move forward. So we're kind of waiting to see what housing bills are going to move forward through this session, and then see which ones get signed in October. I personally believe there will be another slate similar to last October, because Sacramento acknowledges absolutely that we have a major housing crisis, and they're doing everything that they can. I believe they're doing everything they can to address that and to incentivize more construction of residential units. So overall, it was a productive trip up to Sacramento. Also, last week was the Inland Empire Commercial Real Estate Conference here at our own Conference and Recreation Center. I believe it was the third year in a row that we had it here, a full house, multiple panels there that give a lot of really good information regarding what's happening, what are the trends, what should we look for in the future, the forecasts, and it's looking really promising, for the foreseeable future for Moreno Valley. So it's just really nice to have those kinds of events here, and thank you, Mike, for helping to continue bringing these kinds of events here to Moreno Valley. Also, the Cyber Patriot National Semifinals took place 2 weekends ago. And it's just really nice to walk into the college and see these high school students at the computer. I think it was 7 or 8 hours or so that they were competing at the national scale, showing off their cybersecurity skills. And so, talking to Donna Woods, who's also one of my constituents, and she's a local teacher here at Canyon Springs, about how can we expand those programs, right? Because we know that those jobs are coming. There's going to be a much higher demand, and we want to bring those jobs here and have our own residents fill those jobs. So it's really nice to see our students doing that. Also last week was the BIA Economic Forecast. Actually, a few of our audience members here tonight were there. Thank you, Tom, for the invitation, and Rafael, you were there as well. And again, it was really good information. From what they told me, it's the most accurate forecast in the entire country. And so they're basically saying that for the rest of this year, the economy is looking like it's going to stay steady, right? Nothing really major to worry about. There was a mild recession in construction last year, but it looks like we're coming out of that now. So they do anticipate a little bit of an uptick in permits being pulled for residential construction this year. And again, it's just the forecast for Moreno Valley is looking really, really good. So I'm just happy to see that, and to be able to be there on behalf of the city. The point in time count also, we just did that last Wednesday. We were out there 5:30 in the morning. A lot of volunteers were in attendance. Thank you to the police department for helping us, having our deputies out there to escort us to these locations. And every time you go out there, you see something new. We actually encountered one family that they had a child out there. So we'll see what the numbers bring back. And the last but not least, the census event this past Saturday, complete success, 247 people in attendance. Thank you to our city staff. Thank you to my colleagues for being in attendance and supporting the census, because we're going to have an accurate count this year. So thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Baca?
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say thank you, Mayor, for your leadership and your dedication to the Moreno Valley residents.
Thank you.
By keeping us informed and quashing all the rumors that were circling around the news, social media, and just common rumors about the coronavirus. And it was very important for you to come out in front and, put a stop to all that. And it's not just a stop, but to let people know what's truly happening, and that the risk was not as great as people were saying. We weren't all going to die, and the Air Force Base had it under control. I also want to thank all our local businesses that are operating in Moreno Valley. We have a great community living here and working here that really appreciate you. We have businesses that locate here, like Sushi Miguel style, and people really appreciate that. But I want the business to know that we appreciate them as well. The Census 2020 Education and Job Recruitment event was a good success. I was really pleased that we had so many people out there looking for jobs, but not only that, but to educate the community so they're not afraid to be counted. And a lot of the rumors were also dispelled during this conference, so people can feel confident and want to participate in the event, in the census count. And I was also there with Councilman Cabrera and the point in time count at 5:30 in the morning. And I just want to say thank you so much to the volunteers that get up at that time and want to give of their time. Nobody pays them. They're there because they want to be involved in something that's very important to the city. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mayor Pro Tem Baca, and thank you again for those kind words, and thank you to my colleagues as well for the kind words in regards to the coronavirus and the whole situation that we were experiencing last week. And again, our position is not anything against the evacuees or anything like that. We believe, that it's important to take care of our own Americans, and support them. Our concern was really how it came about, how the flight came about being diverted here, and how it took away with some of our resources. And so I was concerned about that, and also concerned about any additional flights that could be coming here to March Air Force Base. However, the good thing is that after we've shown our comments and concerns, my understanding is that the federal officials have mentioned that any additional flights of evacuees will be actually going to more remote locations. If you think about it, there's actually about 2.3 million residents that live within this area, a 20-mile radius. So that is a concern. They're actually saying that they're going to be going to 4 other different Air Force bases. So that's some information there. I also want to congratulate a few people for what we actually approved today. Myra for being the 4th employee quarter, and then the employee of the 4th quarter, and then also Renee Bryan as well. I know she's not here tonight, but she also received a promotion from her position, so congratulations to her. And I also want to thank my colleagues as well for their approval of the amphitheater. So we had approved it before, however, there was a need to add a few more dollars to it. Maybe a little bit more than a few dollars, but we had to add some more money to it in order to really get it going. And so my goal is that we get that project going and shovel ready, so that way by August we can have that project already here for our residents, and we can have events, musical events. We can really make this a destination part of our city. Also, we approved additional law enforcement hours with that grant. So I think that's a great thing as well. And then I'm also very, very proud of our staff and our city for being awarded by the California Parks and Recreation Society, you know, for that award. And this is twice, you know. So last year we were provided an award as well, and then now this year as well. And if for those that don't really know about this program that we actually operate, well, we have Think Together operate, but we're the grantee, is our after-school program. So we have about 43 school sites, and we educate about almost more than 4,000 students in the after-school programs. They provide arts, music, all kinds of different types of activities. And I really do believe that because of the diverse number of activities that we provide and the programs that we have in that Think Together program, that's why we actually won. So I want to say thank you to our park staff, because it takes a lot to work with them and the contract and all of that. So I think you guys have done a great job, and I'm looking forward to being there and to seeing the city again receiving another award for just being so great and being such a great community. So without further ado, we will go ahead and adjourn this meeting at 6:30 p.m.